March 17, 1943. Berlin. The folder slammed onto Admiral Wilhelm Canaris's desk with such force that coffee splashed across intelligence reports. Documents that would mean execution if discovered by the Gestapo. "Impossible," Canaris whispered, his hands trembling as he read the intercepted communications. According to agents operating in Mexico City, Ford's Willow Run plant was producing one complete B-24 Liberator bomber every single hour. How could this be real? The B-24 consisted of 1.5 million individual parts, 450,000 rivets, 30,000 separate components, all assembled into an 18-ton aircraft, faster than Germany could produce a simple military vehicle. Major Friedrich Wilhelm Heinz stood at attention, confirming he had triple-checked the numbers. They remained unchanged. What neither man realized was that this moment would trigger the most devastating intelligence failure in modern warfare, a systematic inability of German intelligence to comprehend or communicate the true scale of American industrial might to Nazi leadership, ultimately dooming the Third Reich through fatal miscalculation. The collapse had begun 2 years earlier. In 1941, Luftwaffe General Karl Kohler presented Göring with reports stating American aircraft production approached 2,000 planes monthly. Göring literally laughed, declaring Americans could only build refrigerators and razor blades, not military aircraft. "The Americans are bluffing," Göring told Hitler 4 days after Pearl Harbor. Their democracy. Oberstleutnant Nikolaus Ritter, head of Abwehr's Air Intelligence Section, had spent 3 weeks analyzing the data. A former Lufthansa pilot who lived in America for 10 years, Ritter understood American industrial capacity better than most. He had watched Americans erect the Chrysler Building in less than 2 years. His report to Canaris was devastating. If these numbers are correct, and I believe they are, Germany has already lost the war. It is now only mathematics and time. The intelligence came through treacherous routes. In Mexico City, German agent Georg Nikolaus cultivated American businessmen who spoke casually of miracles they witnessed, unaware their conversations were being transcribed. Harold Morrison, an oil executive, described his tour of Willow Run after several tequilas. "The assembly line is over a mile long. The building is so vast that clouds form inside it, and it sometimes rains within the factory. They have 42,000 workers, including thousands of women and Negro women, building the most complex machine ever created." Morrison sketched on a napkin. The bomber has 2 bomb bays holding 4,000 pounds of ordnance each, 4 engines producing 1,200 horsepower each. Ford broke the bomber into 60,000 separate operations. Each worker performs the same task repeatedly. A woman who yesterday made breakfast for her children now installs hydraulic lines in tail sections. They train workers in days, not months. Perhaps the most detailed intelligence came through Franco's Spain. Colonel José Ungría attended a reception where he met Charles Sorensen, Ford's production chief. Believing he spoke to a neutral nation's representative, Sorensen spoke freely. "When I visited Consolidated San Diego plant in 1940, they were building B-24s outdoors, each taking 180,000 man-hours per aircraft. I knew we could do better. I spent one night sketching the entire production flow in my hotel room. We would build bombers like cars, not by having workers swarm over a stationary aircraft, but by moving the aircraft past stationary workers." Through Swedish, Argentine, Japanese, and Turkish channels, German intelligence received consistent verification. By April 1943, 17 independent sources confirmed the production rate. Willow Run alone produced 650 B-24s monthly, with total American B-24 production exceeding 1,400 monthly. On April 20, 1943, Hitler's 54th birthday, Canaris personally presented the intelligence to Göring at Carenhall. The meeting became legendary among German intelligence officers for Göring's complete rejection of reality. Göring, weighing over 280 pounds, picked up photographs of the assembly line. Do you take me for a fool? These are wooden mock-ups for propaganda. This plant probably produces 50 bombers monthly at most. When Canaris showed intercepted manifests proving Willow Run consumed 16 million pounds of aluminum monthly, more than Germany's entire monthly production, Goering laughed harshly. Where do they get this aluminum? From their workers? You've been deceived by American propaganda. A week later, Canaris briefed Hitler at Wolfslair. Mein Führer, if Americans are producing 1,400 B-24s monthly plus equal numbers of B-17s, plus fighter aircraft, plus British production, aerial bombardment will soon exceed our defensive capabilities. Hitler's response was characteristic. Admiral, the Americans are capable of mass-producing simple goods, but a bomber is not a car. It requires precision, skill, dedication. When it took us 6 years to prepare for war, they claim achievement in 16 months. It's impossible. Unknown to Nazi leadership, Canaris had obtained film footage of Willow Run through Swiss contacts. The film showed 5 minutes of the assembly line in full operation. B-24s moving past. Workers of all races and genders performing tasks with mechanical precision. Clocks confirming the timing. Canaris and Deputy Hans Oster watched in a locked room. "My God," Oster whispered. "It's true." Canaris burned the film with his lighter. "We cannot show this to them. They would accuse us of treason." In November 1943, German photoanalysts studied aerial photographs of Willow Run. Their conclusions confirmed everything. Parking lots containing 12,000 cars, indicating 3-shift operations. 47 completed B-24s visible at the adjacent airfield. Assembly line visible through skylights with aircraft spaced exactly as reported. Goering dismissed them as clever photographic manipulation using scale models. Albert Speer, Hitler's armaments minister, and the only Nazi leader with genuine industrial understanding, secretly obtained the intelligence. His diary entry for May 15, 1943, reveals his despair. If the Willow Run figures are even half accurate, we face not defeat, but annihilation. They produce more aircraft in a month than we do in a year. But I cannot speak this truth. To do so would be my death warrant. By February 1944, Canaris was removed, suspected of defeatism. But reality couldn't be ignored. On February 20th, 1944, during Big Week, the American 8th Air Force sent over 1,000 heavy bombers against German aircraft factories. In 6 days, they dropped more tonnage than the Luftwaffe dropped on Britain during the entire Blitz. Luftwaffe fighter pilot Adolf Galland told Goering, "I've counted over 800 bombers in a single formation. These planes are real, and they're dropping real bombs." On June 6, 1944, over 11,000 Allied aircraft appeared over France. The Luftwaffe could muster fewer than 300 fighters. By April 1944, Willow Run achieved peak production, 453 airplanes in 468 hours, one finished B-24 every 63 minutes. The plant employed 42,331 workers, 11,000 women, 3,800 African Americans, 1,200 disabled workers. This demographic breakdown shattered Nazi racial ideology completely. After the war, surviving German intelligence officers revealed the full scope of failure. Walter Schellenberg testified at Nuremberg. "We knew the truth by early 1943. Every professional intelligence officer understood the numbers were accurate. But to report this truth was to risk execution for defeatism. The officers who tried reporting the truth paid heavily. Admiral Canaris and Hans Oster were both executed April 9, 1945, at Flossenburg concentration camp. Albert Speer, in post-war interrogation, explained,
To accept that Ford could produce a bomber every hour was to accept our entire worldview was wrong. That democracy wasn't weak, but strong. That racial mixing created strength. That women could do men's work. It meant accepting we had started a war we could never win. Who would tell Hitler that?
The final accounting revealed the scale. Willow Run produced 8,685 B-24s between 1942 and 1945. Total American aircraft production, 1940 to 1945, 324,717. Total German aircraft production, 94,700. The United States produced 3.2 times more aircraft while fighting a two-ocean war. Historians call this one of the most consequential intelligence failures in military history. It wasn't a failure of collection. German agents gathered accurate intelligence. It was a failure of acceptance. Leadership refusing to believe intelligence, contradicting their worldview. The lessons remain profound. Accurate intelligence can be rejected if it contradicts core beliefs. Political ideology can override mathematical reality. Intelligence systems, punishing unwelcome truth, receive comfortable lies. At the 1985 dedication of the Yankee Air Museum, former Rosie the Riveter Rose Will Monroe met former Luftwaffe pilot Hans Rudel. "How did you build so many so fast?" he asked. Monroe answered simply, "Honey, we just went to work every day and did our job. Democracy isn't complicated. It's just free people doing their best." Rudel responded, "We were told democracy made you weak, that your diversity made you inefficient. We were told lies, and those lies killed millions." In May 1945, American intelligence officers discovered a final German report on Willow Run in Berlin's ruins, dated April 20th, 1945. Hitler's last birthday. Willow Run production confirmed. "We reported this truth 2 years ago. We did not believe it. Germany dies not from lack of intelligence, but from lack of wisdom to believe intelligence that contradicts what we wish to be true. Let future generations learn, reality does not bend to ideology. Mathematics does not yield to mythology. Truth ignored becomes tragedy." The report was never delivered. By then, the 1,000-year Reich had days to live, and thousands of American bombers, many built at Willow Run, delivered the final argument German intelligence had tried to make 2 years earlier. The verdict is clear. German intelligence was excellent. German intelligence acceptance was catastrophic. In that failure lies a warning for all nations. Reality doesn't care what you believe. Those who deny reality for ideology will ultimately be destroyed by it. Willow Run built more than bombers. It built proof that democracy works, that diversity strengthens, that freedom produces. German spies counted them all. German leaders believed none. And that disbelief killed the Third Reich as surely as any bomb.